Hello everybody, good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Scorpion Editor Ultra Beginner's Guides tutorial number 6, and this is going to be actors. We're going to cover your animated sprites that are moving around the screen. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so here's our creature that we're going to create. Just a circular thing with a beady eye that blinks in and out like this. So I'll turn the opacity down in these layers. Add a new layer. Yeah, that looks good. And it's an ellipse select. We'll create a circle. Just using this other layer to remember how to do it. So we've got a black circle there. Actually, we'll make it the right size. I don't think that was big enough. This image is 32 by 32 pixels. So does that look right? I think that looks right. Okay, and then we do the same thing again. And although this is an RGB image, we're going to only use solid colors in it, so it's sort of pixel art type of thing. So we've got a sort of solid circle with a solid background. Something like this. Okay, that's not exactly the same, but it's pretty similar. And then we duplicate, where is that? Duplicate that layer, and we just make a bigger eye. There we go. So yeah, pretty simple. So we'll export this as a PNG. Let's call it Alien 1. And this is allowed to be RGB with a transparent layer, that's fine. But we want to keep it not with semi-transparent colors or anything like that. I want to keep it pretty pixelated pixel art. And we'll export this as Alien 2. There we go. So now we're going to create a new project. And we'll save this one in our newly created folder, those 6 actors. Change it to Mega Drive. Okay, now we want to add a map to the background. And our tile set, we're going to grab that out of map scrolling. So there's a simple orange tile we're going to grab out of there, copy that and paste it into here. Save our new tile set, then create our new map. And our map is going to be the size of the screen, which is 16 by 14, I believe. So if you watch the previous or tutorial number 4, tutorial number 5 about map scrolling, then get an idea about this. Resize your map to, say, 16 by 14 and save it. Close this. In our code block, we open a level. A level is a map is a level. Yeah, so it just fills the screen with our tiles. Okay, so an actor, before you can create an actor, you have to have an animation. And we're going to add our images. So if you had done this as a comic strip with a series of images side by side, all in the one image, then you'd be interested in this, but we've already saved our images as separate frames. And we'll just save it into the root folder. We don't want to resize it. Okay. I'm not seeing anything here. Alien 1, Alien 2. Let's just say got it. Okay, we're not seeing anything here. Let's close it and go back in and see what happens. Here we go. So you create your animation first, and then you got your images available to you. We'll choose Alien 1, Alien 2, and it's blinking its little eye at us. We'll slow it down a bit to 10 frames instead of 5, and it lets you apply that to all of them, which is great. So yeah, but 5 probably would have been fine anyway. Okay, so that's our animated little creature. But that's just an animation. You have to then turn that into an actor. So you create a new actor and you select your animation, save new actor, and there it is. Cool. So to make this actor appear in your game, you can add it to your map. You can add it programmatically, but we're going to do it the easy way for now. So we click on Edit Map, and let's just try and get this into view here. Your map has layers in it. Click on the Actors layer, click on the Actors tab, click on this click on this tile that has appeared. That is that can be now just added to your map, and we're going to save that. And now it's appeared there, so that actor should just spawn itself automatically. And there we got it. We got it blinking, sitting there. But something's wrong. What's wrong? The border around the edge, instead of a nice black crisp border, we've got a dark grey colour. And why is that? Why is that doing that? Well, it is because our palette here, behind the scenes palette number 0, the very first colour that we're looking at, is actually the transparent colour. So when the game engine renders this sprite onto the screen, the color black is transparent, and then it renders everything else as the closest colors that it can get. So what we're going to do is we're going to sacrifice the color bright green, and we're just going to turn it into black. And then we should see our nice crisp black outline like we made the image to be. Cool. And the other interesting thing is, when you click on Edit to edit the palette, it opens your file called Mega Drive palette. And then you might think that if you alter the colors in these top squares, it's going to suck in the palette and everything's going to be good. But that's not what happens. What happens is you have the colors it's getting is from the color map. So here's the color map here, and I've already changed this this color in the light green to black in this color map, but that's where it's really getting its colors from. But yeah, for simplicity, you can just click on these colors and change them in here. It might be easier for you. Alright, so now where are we up to? We want to make this creature move around the screen. So we go to our Actors tab, we'll change all our speeds to 4. Look direction down right. So there we go, it moved itself down into the corner, it got stuck. But that's a good start. Where do we go next with this? I think yeah, we want it to flip. So the reason that we've got an eye on one side instead of just in the middle of the sprite is because we want to demonstrate that it can flip itself left and right. So we'll click auto flip, and then it's going to complain that it must end in L or R, which is pretty reasonable. So we rename this, and since it's facing right, we're going to call it new anim R. Okay, and then we can tick auto flip. That's great. Okay, and then when it hits the wall, so the edge of the map is considered a wall by this engine, so we're going to click bounce for whenever it hits a wall on the wall collisions area. Then we'll run that. See what happens. There we go. So now it's bouncing off the walls. That's great. But hey, it's not flipping when it changes its direction. So the reason for that is, let's ignore the idle animations. We're just interested in the move animations. So behind the scenes, it has created an animation in the opposite direction, and that is got the underscore L after it. You will not see it in the folders. It's just there. So when it's going into the left directions, we're going to make it move into new anim L instead of new anim R. And this took me a while to figure out. But yeah, there we go. So now when it hits the wall and changes its direction, it is facing the other way. Cool. And then we go into the map. We can add more of them. There we go. We've got 3 of them now. Open it. We've got 3 aliens happily bouncing around our screen and changing their direction when they hit the wall, the left or the right wall. Okay, that's all, folks. That is the basics of actors. Here endeth the lesson, and we'll see you next time.